Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. I already talked about the first film already on my last channel, so I'm finally going to talk about Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Everybody on YouTube already talked about this to death already. Most people already react to it. Most of them already talked about it. Even video games. Lots of merchandises of toys, and most likely spin-off sequels of Home Alone 3, 4, 5, and 6. The fourth and fifth weren't that wildly good, and neither is the sixth one. Home Sweet Home Alone is not really a good movie, but I'm going to talk about Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. The film does start out perfectly. That starts exactly like the same as the first film. So yeah, this movie does have like minor problems. It almost plays exactly the same as the first film. It's in it took place like maybe 2 years after the first film. That Kevin is once again played by Macaulay Culkin. And Kevin's mother is played by legendary Catherine O'Hara. And he uses a little recorder. The same actors are back to be in this movie. This movie does have some good humor in it. I don't care what people say about the sequel. It's pretty darn good. And I would say it's better than the first one. Anyhow. There's like this scene here where Buzz is being like a selfish jerk as he was last Xmas. And people find this scene humorous. I don't get it either, but it is what it is. He hit him with a single punch, and there goes that poor lady. And just like in the first film, they did not even learn their lesson. Like Kevin says, he would just have vacation all by himself without them. So yep, just like in the first film, they did not learn their lesson. And like last time, here it comes. That never gets old. So like in the first film, random chaos ensues. Their main plan is to go to Paris together. They head to the airport. Fortunately, Kevin wants to put batteries in his tape recorder and mistakenly catches up with the person that looks like his dad and ends up in the wrong plane and ends up in New York City. A few minutes later, wow, he got old pretty fast. And here's the best reaction after 20 years later. After all those years, that never gets old. Just love her reaction. You know, in the first movie, she yelled out, "Kevin!" And when she tried to figure it out, what was the best reaction she ever did in the sequel? Have intense of her lungs and screaming out his name very loudly. It's the best reactional scene. She starts laughing and then screams out, "Kevin!" Falls over. And I love these people's reaction in the background that they see her fainted. Anyhow, Kevin is in New York, and we get to my favorite scene. Yep. So now he's all by himself. He takes his dad's credit card and explores New York City. All by himself. And here's like the stupidest part. They don't even have the picture of their own son, and they don't even know where he looks like. These parents are dumb. And the return of our main antagonists, Harry and Marv, are up to their no-good tricks once again. Also, the main plot of this movie, they want to steal all the money from Duncan's toy chest. And now they got a new nickname in the sequel.
Every little bit helps. Besides, now we got our new nickname. We're the Sticky Bandits.
Yep. I wonder if that place is still around after 20 years. I like there's Kevin's worst fear. The pigeon lady. Yeah, she is just plainly called the pigeon lady. And this kind of scares Kevin. Not gonna lie, it did scare me as a kid too. And the holy coincidence that Kevin bumped into Harry and Marv and this lady. It ain't gonna be the last time they see that lady. Anyways, Kevin goes to the perfect expensive hotel. And we get like the short cameo of the person and that owns that place.
Excuse me, where's the lobby? Down the hall and to the left. Thanks.
Yeah, Donald Trump. And then Kevin goes to the right. Fun fact, even though Donald Trump was a little blind, did not notice his direction. Anyways, he kind of uses that tape recorder just to disguise his dad's name, Mr. McAllister. I did love that deep voice. As a kid, I always thought that you would do like a deep voice like this. Now when I'm holding my throat like that, I sound like Sylvester Stallone say, "Alright, man, alright. The TV open the key." Yep, credit card. And there's my favorite actor in this movie, Tim Curry himself. You know, it's been a while since I had to put Tim Curry in one of my movie reviews since Beauty and the Beast, He's Enchanted Christmas. Tim Curry is a great actor in this movie. That's why I love watching this movie every year. Anyhow. How he uses his dad's credit card to spend everything in the little town. And yet his dad, Peter Saucer had to win that credit card that he left behind. And there's Rob Schneider. And a great funny character playing the waiter here. Town butler. Yeah, as a kid, I always want to visit a place like that. Too bad that's never gonna happen. Anyhow, Kevin has a great time there. And just like in the first film, and put on that same actor from the last film, Angel Owens. And foreshadowing to use that old TV from the last movie. Also, Tim Curry playing town manager. It tries to know if Mr. Cowster is in there. And believe it or not, Kevin does this very quickly in over 40 seconds. Explaining a balloon clown. I would call bullcrap on how he does that so fast. It's unbelievable. A bunch of the strings on there. If it wasn't for the most priceless face I ever seen. That gets me every time. I just love that reaction he has. I never gets old seeing him being surprised. Anyhow, they go to the most expensive place of all time, motel. And yet these people are so rich. They have a... Yep, they chosen this crap hole of all time. And now Kevin started to realize he really misses his family and ain't fun without them. It's kind of emotional. And we get to one of my most other favorite funny scenes. I don't know why, but I love that face he does. No, wait. Hey, don't close the door on me. Anyhow, here comes my other favorite line. I don't know why, but that's one of my favorite lines that Tim Curry says. Pizza. Anyhow, let's just get straight to the point. I almost forgot to mention, Tim Curry's character realizes there's a stolen credit card. And just love how he smiles like the Grinch. Anyhow, their plan is to go to the Duncan toy chest and lots of cash, where Kevin visits a beautiful place like this one. The place is all packed out full of people and kids having a great time. Anyhow, Kevin meets the owner while Harry and Marvin live inside one of those toy houses. Yeah, the old man would mind his own business on where he catch all the money. It's obviously him. Oh sure, give it to younger kids that don't know what to do with their money and have fun with them and not just buy all certain toys for them. That's really nice of him. Don't you mean, what, free? That's from that old set, the 1985 movie, by the way. And if those of you don't remember that movie existed, look it up. It's on Dog Walker's channel on YouTube channel. It's very stupendous. I gotta admit, this is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Yep, already foreshadowing that. Anyhow, after Kevin leaves the place, at Duncan's toy chest, and Harry and Marv show up and see on Kevin's backpack saying K. McAllister, and they were about to get Kevin until we get like the most epic scream of all time. Here it comes. It's gonna get intense. Wow. That is the most epic scream of all time, and people just wonder why not caring. Anyhow, they chase after Kevin and throughout New York City, and he tricks them and buys a bunch of pearls to drop them, and he does like the first trap to knock the villains down. And our character Tim Curry realizes he's using a stolen credit card, or he tries to go back to the same room he was at. And there a bit of slapstick humor here and there, and like things up for cookies and everything. We get to one of my most favorite parts of this movie. Thinking it's somebody in there, but it's a television, they don't realize that. Here comes my favorite part. I love Crib's reaction there. Anyways, they cut to Chase. He make it sound like the old man is starting to shoot at them. Kevin makes his heroic escape just in time, and going down the other exit. And the villain's kind of right-handed. Speaking of the hand, it shows the M on Harry's hand, the symbol from the last film, at that doorknob burned him right there. And there's the same lady from the last time they saw her. She gets a lot 4, while Kevin makes his heroic escape inside a ride. And then they realize he's in New York City. And so now Kevin also sees an abandoned warehouse and doesn't realize that nobody lives there. And sees a bunch of homeless people, which I remember seeing when I was a kid. It did terrify me. A bunch of homeless people wandering around, scaring a young little kid. And the scene here. Jeez. Is that scary? Would scare his customers away like that. Anyhow, he meets the old pigeon lady. And just like in the first film, she's not as bad as what she seems to be. Just like the old man, she doesn't mind and Kevin being around, not being in pain. And have good relationship to the birds. And it's kind of sad that she doesn't get visitors in her own, and that she lives all by herself. Oh, I do feel sorry for her too. It's kind of depressing. Just kind of like in the first Home Alone film, it's very depressing. I'll give it that much. It does have a very nice scene. That Kevin also meets a grown adult that does have a poor, weak heart. That does care for them. It's a very emotional scene. It's like the old saying, if you love someone, let them go free. That's really powerful scene right there. Do for the others. Anyways, we cut to the coolest scene of this movie.
All the money in the cash register, Mr. Duncan is going to donate to the Children's Hospital. At midnight tonight, we'll hit Duncan's toys.
Yeah, rock and roll. So Kevin finds a abandoned hotel, sets his traps ready. And I gotta admit, this is like the coolest part of this movie's history. All the traps that were almost harmless in the first film. Oh yeah, and we also get the last scene of Tim Curry, thinking about Kevin. Isn't the credit card for everything in place. Right about here. It gets slapped it. Anyways, the place all closed up. Harry and Marv get ready to rob the place. And Marv is apparently Jewish. Alright. Anyhow, Kevin uses a camera and he does like the coolest scene possible. Priceless. Fly like an eagle. Boom! Anyhow, they chase after Kevin. And to cut to the chase, Kevin uses bricks. It's to toss at their hand. And somehow Marv is still alive after all that. And most of these traps are downright dangerous. Trust me, they are. So I'll show you this scene right here. You get like a stapler up your ass. Or right to your... Ooh! Right to the wiener dog. Ooh. Surprised you did not see that floor right there. How's he alive from all that? And gets slimed it. Oh, look at that, he's all messy. And here comes my other favorite scene. Oh, I'm pretty sure he would have been dead from that right now. Get shocked at. And here comes that scene. Oh my god, he just turned him into a skeleton. That's kind of freaky. Ethan, funny. Oh, there's this. I'm surprised he survived that one too. I don't know how these criminals are still alive after all that. Punishment traps. Also, oh, Marv looks like a clown. Oh, here it comes.
Uh-oh.
That never gets old. Anyhow, after all the shenanigans here and there are a few traps here and like in the first film, they realize you drop in lots of paint cans until they did not see this one coming. And that tool chest going down the stairs. Kevin uses the rope to go down. And then break, and they're screwed. Seriously, how are these guys alive after all that? Anyhow, Kevin finally got a little bit of falling on the ice, and they were about to kill him. Luckily, the pigeon lady saves the day and takes them out one by one by dumping seeds on them. And Kevin uses fireworks to attract the cops' attention and throw Harry and Marv back in prison. While Kevin realizes where to find his mother at and starts praying for some reason. Realize he's right there. We get the heartwarming relationship once again. And they spend all their money to live in the hotel and Xmas there. Now, I gotta admit, this ending is pretty sweet too. And Kevin gives the homeless lady a Teller dove. It's very sweet. Even touching. That's how we get how this movie ends. On the bell. Oh man, he's not gonna grow up on what he's about to do in the near future. And that's it. That was Home Alone 2. I love it. After 20 years, I never get tired watching Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Just to let you know, I did do this on DVD. Sure, it does replay like some of the scenes from the first film, but I find the sequel better than the first film. I love the new traps they put in this film. They're pretty violent and dangerous, and surprised that Harry and Marv survive all that is incredibly unique. I'll probably see about reviewing Home Alone 3 in the near future. I am so glad to talk about this one. It has the same actors from the last film. Unfortunately, the third movie has different actors, so no Macaulay Culkin, no Catherine O'Hara, no Joe Pesci, no what's his name again? Daniel Stern. But I'm glad to talk about this movie for like nearly 30 minutes. And my reaction to it is perfect for it. So, might as well just call this one Reaction Review of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. I love this movie a lot better than the first film. Had all my favorite actors in it. I'm so happy to talk about this one on this wonderful December time at the end of this year. I just know everybody on YouTube enjoyed this film much as I do. Oh, I give like a classic 8 out of 10 of huge success of the 90s film ever. It's brilliant, it's funny, simple storyline, it's still one of my most favorite classic films of all time. See you all then, everyone.